Welcome, everybody, to the next AMA, Ask Me Anything with Circular Protocol. Today, we are talking with Gianluca De Novi, the CEO and founder. The topic today is kind of broad. Market trends and analysis is what we're talking about, but it actually gets into updates on a lot of things that Circular is up to. And I hope we answer your questions in about 20 minutes. We'll go through a couple of things that we're doing and answer questions that we've had internally, and then we're going to actually open up the mic. And you who are listening, when I say your mic is open, it'll be open. Check to make sure it works, and ask your question right away, and we'll get right into that. So, Gianluca, how are you?
Hi everybody. Good. A bit tired, I have to say. Lot of preparation for the upcoming events.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much for all that effort, and thank you for your family giving you to us to work on all this stuff. So let's get into some of these questions now, because we want to get to the live mic as soon as possible. So again, I'm reminding everyone to get your questions together. Raise your hand inside Twitter Spaces, and we'll get to you as many as we can and as much as possible. So this big picture here, Gianluca, we're going to be talking a little bit about regulatory aspects of the market. Again, market trends analysis. We'll be looking at trends in development, future projections, those kinds of things. But let's start with your point of view on some of the regulatory landscape issues, such as you can pick it up anywhere you want. But for example, the SEC is debating whether NFTs are securities. Do you think they are? How might they impact the broader crypto market? I can't hear you if you're speaking.
I was saying, for the SEC, everything is a security, and the reason why is that the Holly test needs to be updated. It's a little bit an old way to establish if an asset is a security or not. There are some aspects of the market and the different digital assets that leads to think that they are securities, but it's really a lot, based on how the project itself is communicating, is working around that digital asset. And it's anyway. There is a very good atmosphere, and they start breathing some wind of change. Seems like things are gonna be changing probably in 1 year or so, and I think that. I don't know. I think that probably we're going to have some very radical changes here in US.
Well, the big picture is you look at some of the reports and take them all with a grain of salt, but it looks like the compound annual growth rate over the next 4 or 5 years is like 30%, 34% in one study. Are you bullish about that kind of overall growth of the marketplace?
I think that is going to be even more than that, to be honest. I mean, all these estimates or these projections are made looking at the B2C market, which has been the driver so far for the Web3 industry. But the story is that as people cannot expect a new Amazon ready for crypto. Is expecting Amazon to become crypto compatible. So, long story short, is when the enterprises will step in the market that you will see the real big numbers. Because right now, the entire crypto industry is as big as like one big stock. So I know many people think it's big, but it's still long way to go to be a big thing. And anyway, all the latest events suggest that a lot of people here in the United States are really pushing forward to support the industry.
Yeah, and MasterCard came out with this launch the other day, a crypto debit card. 1 billion potential users, 100 million merchants have access of people spending Bitcoin directly from a self-custodial wallet, right? So it's an everyday currency now, right? It's beyond store of value that we've always been talking about. So this direct spending, no fiat conversions, is that the kind of thing that you're going to start seeing more of? And what's your feedback on that?
Of course, I mean, and that you're just saying that I'm right on what my previous statement. So when you see enterprises stepping in, MasterCard, what do you think it is? When MasterCard steps in with millions of customers. So it's not really a B2C, the growth. It's a B2B2C. So the businesses are going to bring a lot of, a lot of customers. And that's why I say the biggest growth is when all these big companies will step into the market, because they're going to, so far there's been not very much clarity, but with the regulation. But now that things start becoming a little bit more clear, at least in some countries around the world. And anyway, I don't think United States wants to stay out of it. There is always someone that goes in the wrong direction, but I don't even think it's smart for United States to stay out of this industry, because everybody else wants to push for it. So if the United States wants to dominate, it needs to start pushing too. And anyway, it's still a pretty big market in the United States, despite all the regulation issues and all, the SEC chasing down a lot of these assets.
I think it's just a matter of time before it breaks down. We have these use cases where all the governments get to say, all right, it's safe in this area, but not in here. So where do you see globally things taking off? Right, the Dubai court. We were just in Dubai for the last 2049, and they are saying that cryptocurrency can be used as a legal salary. Right, so there's one example.
Yeah.
Where do you see those movements that Circular is leaning into?
Oh well, I mean, we are not. I don't know what to tell you. We are not in this moment focused on that, so on those kind of aspects. Right now, we are really focused on creating a market for the different digital assets that will be on Circular. So right now we are building. So now we have the first 3 exchanges. We are closing with the 4th one, and we're going to keep moving with more and more exchanges, because we need to create a market depth deep enough to support the growth, and to secure the project, to de-risk the project. So we'll get to that point, but we don't have to try to run too much, because we really have to make sure that we are fit on the ground and we can really deliver something that is resilient and is stable for our users. I think is the best thing to do. So we'll get there anyway.
Yeah, the reputation of that Circular is getting as the people who are things before they're bragging about them is great. And you've been advising me personally, since I'm a marketing and biz dev guy, that I want to go tell the world, and it's about telling them the truth. And I appreciate your feedback, just me personally, on that. But let's go back to the actual marketplace. I mean, there's 4.2% of it's 420 million crypto owners, right? If you look at that's similar to precious metals like gold, with the bond market itself being about 10%, right? So crypto itself is growing in its popularity in relation to some of these other markets. Where are you expecting Circular to participate in that growth?
Well, I mean, anyway, we are still, despite we do all the beautiful things for healthcare and for all the other enterprise tooling that we're gonna be proposing and releasing as we move forward, we still are also a DeFi platform, and we also have products in that space. We are gonna release different things that will be announced as we move forward. But for right now, there is one of our partner that is releasing. For now, a very minimalistic launchpad for tokens and digital assets in general. We may, at some point, build our own, and I don't see that very far in time. Right now, we are focused on the wallet because right now we are running on Nero, which is, like I said, was a placeholder while our radial wallet was going to be released. Right now under testing, and yeah, in the meantime, we have been speeding up the chain, which is now um, as a finality time on chain of 5 seconds, which means that the transaction takes pretty much between 6 and 8 seconds. I think it's already a pretty big accomplishment. You can send a transaction, and in the worst case, 8 seconds later, the funding are on the other wallet. And there's more. There's more because we can go even much faster than this. And anyway, the speed is not everything. Right now, there's not really a point to go much faster than this. Uh, like we need to make sure that the bases are in order, everything is strong, and that is going to be a good launch pad for the project itself. To gain traction. There is some background noise coming from you, David.
I'm not touching anything, so I'm not sure what noise is coming from me.
Sounds like a fan, something like an engine, something.
Okay.
But, all right, you can go ahead.
Okay, so that I appreciate that, and maybe it is the fan. I got to get a worse mic, right? So that's getting the foundation right. I hear what you're saying, and that's important. But we're talking about market trends and analysis, so kind of bigger picture things. So, for example, between DeFi and GameFi, which of those do you think will drive adoption in the next 5 years? Can you share any insights from your recent attendance at Token 2049 that might support some of that?
Oh, well, in the past, I would have said GameFi. In matter of fact, I don't know if that's the case anymore, and for a very simple reason, which is the demographic of people trading crypto is going down. So when I was in my my late teens or early 20s, I didn't even know about stock trading. Today, very young people do that, and so if it was like 10, 15 years ago, I would have said the GameFi was the way, because gaming have been pushing a lot of different technologies. But today, I think that instead is the aggregate volume of the DeFi that is going to be driving the market, because there are too many stakeholders, there are too many too many interests. So GameFi very important, but also we are in a situation where right now metaverse didn't really reach any maturity. Yeah, we have it, but never really took off and became as big as they were expecting. So what we have, MMOs and mobile gaming, which use, not in many cases yet, cryptocurrencies. They are starting to use, but everybody's creating their own cryptocurrency with pros and cons. So as for right now, is definitely DeFi. David, remember that you are muted.
There's also a lot of momentum that we have, that Circular has in DeSci, decentralized science, or healthcare, in those ways. Can you talk a little bit about the big picture from a market trends standpoint, where you're looking at blockchain and healthcare projected reach over the next, say, several years up to $14 billion. And I'm citing an Allied Market Research report just for reference for you to talk about that kind of a growth of, whether it's an annual growth or just an overall market size. 14 billion is a big number.
It's actually going to be much bigger than that. So right now it's almost like a niche. It's mostly like a word, because we have to find like a keyword for every industry in Web3. So the DeSci Sounds a lot like sci-fi to me. Anyway, right now it's still the very beginning because I am an academic and I can tell you that as for today, there's not much in the academic world, and I think I have a pretty good point of view being in one of the most important university in the world. But I start seeing curiosity. I start seeing many universities start looking at certain type of interest, research centers, research facilities, private or public. So yes, until today there was a lot of they say tendency in embellishing results, in embellishing data. Sometimes people were caught. There is the peer review system that help with that, but that's not enough. Because if something happen, you need to be able to somehow have available the data. And if a study is debunked, I don't know, 5-10 years later, that data might not be available. So you want to certify that data when it's available. But it's a very big market, and anyway, embraces a lot of things, not only research. Anyway.
Excellent. So we're going to go to questions in just a few minutes, so people keep raising hands and asking them. However, yeah, I know it's getting crazy. We got to jump into that real quick. But before we do that, do you want to have a quick overview about what progress you've been having and what's happening next from you're looking at your whiteboard, and what do we have on our list? Obviously, Boston Blockchain Week next week. We got Singapore the week after. Give us a big picture about what's going on.
All right. Well, first thing first, there is an announcement. If many people know that we were gonna have some new team member joining this project, a new team member which has been joining since September 1st is Dr. Marwan, which is the CEO of the Blockchain Center in Dubai. He joined Circular as a shareholder and as an advisor, and will be helping us in business development and in fundraising in several different things, and also because we are expecting at some point to apply for a soft landing and create a subsidiary in Dubai. Anyway, so that is one of the first news. The other thing has been announced. I was also mentioning that there were a couple of good partnerships that were coming, and one has been already announced, which was with OneMed. OneMed is a regulatory compliance company based in Switzerland, a pretty big one, and it's an international company which does clinical trials and studies, clinical records, and the fact that they want to work with us, it's a real partnership. It's not like just words. We let them make the announcement at first. We are not overselling. Is a very big deal, because this prove our thesis that what we are doing is right, what we are doing as a value for the industry, and it's exceptional that people start looking at it. And anyway, we are gonna keep having some listings, and right now we really are focused on releasing Radial Wallet. Do the new listing for the month of September. There will be again only one listing, because with the conferences will be too hard to handle more than one. We might still just try to close the contract with the second. Then we have Conf2X, which is a conference where I am on the editorial board for blockchain in healthcare. So we're going to be there from 10 and 11, and then 12 and 13 Boston Blockchain Week. I am going to be on the panel of both conferences, and on the first one there's going to be also Enrico, which Enrico Perfler is one of our advisors and one of the investors in this company. And he's an expert also in medical, healthcare regulatory. He's going to be with us on what is the 11th, I guess, in the morning, EST time, 8 a.m. We're going to have another live streaming on YouTube because we're going to talk a little bit about all the different things that are happening between Circular and a few other companies. And in the meantime, we're working hard on improving efficiency and speed on the chain. That for the infrastructure. I am personally working in my spare time on Chainman, which is a dashboard for node operators, because we are getting ready for the fall, where we'll start. We'll run a pilot program with a local node operator, and then we will start releasing the nodes and making the project fully decentralized. So we are already working on a software to give people the possibility to manage multiple nodes, especially if they are not in the same place. And then again, we need to start working a bit with our partners that they want to deploy several projects, and we need to help them in this step. After that, there will be a few other things that I'm going to be keeping for myself for now. A few more important partnerships will come out. And lastly, we started just like 10 days ago, our seed round officially started, where we're going to be raising more fund for the project and for supporting the growth. We're growing pretty fast. We're doing a lot of new things. A lot of new things are happening. We've been sponsoring 2 of the conferences where we are going. Yeah, a lot going on. It's incredible. Also, new videos are coming out for the marketing side, which will answer to some of the other questions.
So you're writing a book about how to launch a company in 2024.
No, that's not 2024. That's 24/7.
There's the line. Perfect. All right. So let's get right into some questions. I want to open up the mic for Gray. If you've been approved, if you can check your mic and see if it works. Hey, Gray, are you there? If not, I'm going to move on to the next. All right. Jay, you've been approved.
David, let's wait for 2 to 5 seconds because Twitter usually take 5 seconds. Gray is now a speaker.
Yeah, Gray's a speaker now. Gray need to unmute.
All right. Thank you so much for bringing me up. Actually, it's been an informative AMA session, I must say. So my question is, while this space is going on, I actually came across proof of reputation that's under your staking program. So I don't know if you can share more light on it, because this is my first time of coming to such kind of thing. Thank you.
Yes, and I apologize if you didn't find very much online, and there is a very simple reason. And the reason is that our attorneys forbid us to share too many details at the beginning, because we filed a patent. And again, the patent as the only is filed only to protect the network and make sure that we have freedom to operate. That's the only reason why you still couldn't find very much. But I promise, and I make here a promise in front of everybody, that we are going to release or a video or some material to explain how the proof of reputation works. Anyway, I've been explaining on my own several times. The idea in general is that when I started studying all the different consensus mechanisms, I've been trying to take the best of all of them. One is that, I like the security created by the proof of work, because there is that hashing, intensive hashing that requires time to create a block and ensure that there is more security. Because if you want to tamper multiple blocks, you need to calculate and you need time for that. So I wanted to keep that, but I needed to make it sustainable so that, you don't have to have, 10 million nodes hashing a block and then throwing away all the work and then picking only one. So I created a mechanism which is a decentralized random number generator. Let's say is an algorithm that when at some point all the nodes roll the dice, make sure that every node select the same node as the next node, and that's pretty much how we selected who's going to mint the block, but is going to do the work. And then there is the reputation factor, which is an index that is used to slash the future earnings instead of a stake. Because this way it's more sustainable, is more decentralized. Anyone can run a node and doesn't have to stake a lot of coins. Long story short is this. Let's go with another question. Dave, you're muted.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Jay, we can hear you fine, Jay.
Can you guys hear me?
Thank you. Yes, Jay, go ahead.
Okay, what sort of educational initiative or resources does like you give to us new users to implement and make a strategy with your project? That's my question.
Right. So now there is a lot of work that needs to be done here, because right now we are working on incentives, but we are trying to work on clever incentives. So we want to make sure that when we incentivize anything in the ecosystem is for a good reason, to push people to do things in the right way. So for developers, for example, you have the double thing. From one side, you can earn more if your code is faster, and you can earn if you just develop smart contracts. That's a good way, to incentivize two types of behavior. One is the adoption, the other is the optimization to be competitive. For example, right now we don't have a staking program for this project. We are working things out with our attorneys, understanding what can create us problems, what instead can be pushed forward. And we are also looking at other kind of rewards that can allow people to be rewarded for holding tokens for long term. So we are doing a number of changes. Some of them are connected to the fees paid for example, for domains, for human readable addresses. Instead of having people paying, we're going to put, like, for example, a minimum amount of holding to make sure that no one can take that address away from you. And again, we are gonna. It's a work in progress, and a lot is important to receive feedbacks also from you guys. You are a community, and you are contributors of this project. The simple fact you are here makes you contributors, and I promise you, is coming on our website. We are going to redo the entire website, a governance page where there will be possibility to post proposals, to vote on proposals, and try to make things work in a more organic way. Let's go with the next.
Hey, BB, you're up. We can hear you. Can we hear you?
Yep.
Hey, BB, try to turn your mute off or say something.
Hi, can I hear me?
Yeah.
Can I ask
David, please mute in the meantime. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, how does your platform plan to ensure the privacy and security of user data and its decentralized data marketplace? That is my question.
Again, what we have on the ledger, it's what other blockchains have at this time. Compared to other blockchains, we have some other increase the level of transparency. For example, you cannot see the source code of other smart contracts on other blockchain. You can do that on Circular. There will be more tools, but there is the possibility to see the source code of smart contracts that have been deployed, so that when you want to use the smart contract, you can have someone re-auditing them for you, or you can use AI to have them being audited in a more automatic fashion. That being said, in terms of commitment, it's more like a work in progress as well. So right now we're using industry standards for encryption, which is elliptic curve SEC P256K1, but we are also ready with a new type of quantum resistant encryption, because everything is encrypted and is secure until someone breaks it. and obviously try to build the right amount of decentralization is very important. We don't make claims that are not real. At this time, we are not very decentralized. We are on 2 continents. We don't have a lot of nodes. We still need to open up to the outside world and make this community bigger. It's a process. We don't want to, promise or overpromise or make bold statements. Also, we are creating some very interesting tools. For example, the process certification, which is you have all blockchains can certify data. Circular is the first one that can also certify the process of the decision making coming from a data mining, a data analysis, a data processing. And you can do that using any formal algorithm or using an AI, whatever you want. You can literally plug it into Circular and have Circular driving that process certification. So these are the instruments. I hope I answered to your question.
Oh, yes, I got my answer. Can I ask another question?
Let's give space to the others. Sorry, I just want to make sure that as many people as they can.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, BB. Hey, Luca. We have Gianluca and Luca. Are you there, Luca?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm there. So my question is like, in what way can you guys onboard new crypto users into your projects? Like, in what way can you onboard new users into your project? And can you explain more on your tokenomics, on your token approach?
Yes, I mean, in terms of crypto users, right now we are not really doing, crazy things. We are doing some airdrops here and there. We stopped doing a little bit of Cirque's airdrops because we were started observing too much sell pressure, and we wanted to have the market being more organic and make sure that if someone got really something, and we need to protect the project from ourselves. Everybody wants to get a few bucks and go change them, but we really need to build that trust with our community and with our token holders to understand that this would probably be better as a long-term bet rather than an easy cash out. I don't know. There are a lot of projects out there, but the majority of them, today are meme coins that they are so trendy. They're incredible, perfect, a good way to gamble. But when the disposable money is not around, the value goes down, and very quickly. And a lot of projects have been demonstrating to go to zero very easily because behind the project there was nothing, only the token itself. So this is a different type of project, and this is a tech company, it's not a crypto company. This is what I'm trying to explain to people. So you want to be part of it, you need to hold a piece in your pocket, and you grow with us. The tokenomics is a little bit too long. We'll go on that also through other questions. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic answer, by the way. That's what you're saying about going to market. Hey, Mia, I approved you. It's taking a little time to get through the system. So if everyone can hear me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the mic for you before the last answer. So hold your question until Gianluca answers or we answer. So I'll have a couple mics open at once, but I will now to, for example, Mia, can you speak? And we can see if we can hear you.
Yeah, good day. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. I actually love what you're building. So my question was actually in terms of your some of your security measures and mechanisms. So I'm actually curious if you have, as a tech company, if you have undergone any security audits to ensure and ascertain the security level of a project, and if yes, how can we assess this proof of these criteria? Thank you very much.
Mia, legit question. So let's start saying that for a lot of things we have a lot of expertise. For a lot of other things we don't, and we are learning as we move forward. So There are things that have the priority, such as the network. There are things that have a lower priority, such as our website. So talking about security, we started publishing the first page about some sort of a bounty program, but it's still not really a bounty program, because it will be a bounty program when we publish also rewards about that. But we have to create that mechanism also in a clever way. We have several partners, industrial partners. If you go in our partners page, that are pretty well-known software auditing companies. And actually, our new partner, Dr. Marwan, is also involved in Hacken, which is another company that is most likely going to join as a partner for Circular.
Next one is being queued up. These are taking a long time to make through the system, but Blueberry, your microphone should be on now.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yeah, why to build your platform as a layer 1 blockchain instead of layer 2 that will scale of Ethereum, which will be easier to onboard developers and more users?
So the story is this, layer 2 are not a better, more scalable solution. Layer 2 are a patch on the inefficiency of a good layer 1. And that's the truth. So when Ethereum was built, Ethereum is a nice layer 1. The only thing is that I don't like about Ethereum is the timing and is the gas fee, which are not dynamic, so are a ripoff. That being said, they were not designed to be very fast. And that for that reason, they were not designed to be very cheap. And for that reason, they ended up becoming a good place where to build layer 2. On Circular, I don't really think you need layer 2 for the simple reason that, first of all, it's pretty fast as is today, but will go even faster. But we're also adding another thing that will come in the 1.09 release of the nodes, which is the group transactions, which are also available on other blockchains, so nothing new. But is pretty much the possibility to do in one transaction multiple transactions, a little bit like layer 2, but it doesn't need the layer 2. It's still the layer 1 that does the job and make sure that everything is fine. So there's not really the need for that unless there is like a lack of performance in the layer 1.
All right, good one. All right, Zadag, you're almost unmuted.
Almost unmuted.
There you go. Say something, Zadag or Zadag.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, great.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So actually, my question is, do you have something in mind for the future growth and development of your ecosystem, like in terms of technology?
Absolutely.
Do you have any plan?
That's all what is about. I mean, Circular is not like, it's not going to be like Algorand, for instance. We are not going to build we are not going to just have the layer 1 blockchain and that's it. No, we are constantly improving and we are constantly building new tools. Now, the tools we are building right now probably are pretty trivial. What I would say that boring. Many other projects have them. But that's just because, it's a physiological thing. At first, you need to build what people already know. But we are already building stuff. Like this month, we released Certify. Certify is a software for clinical trial certification. And that's what led to the partnership with OneMed. And there is another very big tier 1 company joining the club because they are interested in these kind of applications. There will be applications coming up in different industries for DeFi, for GameFi, for DeSci. So all these things will be coming out. We will build a lot of these applications and more partners will step in and start building. Antier, which is a Indian-based company just today sent to us the link for the a simple token launchpad that they did as a little investment, let's say like this, because they want to start gather a little bit of traction and interest from circular users. Again, we are still building the community of developers. Right now, we don't have a lot of developers. Between Discord and Telegram, probably we have around, I don't know, 150 developers. So not that many developers in our community. It's a path. Let's not forget that this company, this project was launched in May 2023. So it's a bit more than 1 year and has been built at the speed of light. 99% of the projects you find out there, they go raise a lot of money before building the project. We didn't like this approach. It's probably beautiful to raise a lot more money just with a crypto wrapper. We didn't want to do that. It's not our reputation, it's not who we are. So we went for a little bit more old school way. So we built everything, we did the job, and then we started looking for money, but not for hundreds of millions. Because if you leave out of an investment, it means that you didn't really build a machine that is profiting, that is giving you the revenues that you were interested for. And today, those revenues are only the top tier blockchains. Otherwise, all the others are mostly starving. So we wanted to build something sustainable. And if you build something sustainable, people love it because they know that it's reliable. They know that they can keep growing on it and they can keep building and they can build a business. They can see an opportunity. So it's also the approach is not only the software, but also is really the approach we're using that is a little bit more enterprise than purely crypto. We are a tech company again. I will repeat this until you get bored. We are a tech company, not a crypto company.
Yes, living up to the circular name where it's regenerative and everyone's involved with it. So I think that's a great point to keep making. Hey, Lumify, your mic is open.
I like the name, Lumify. Yeah. Yeah, a bit low, I would say. If you can get closer to the microphone or...
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So my question is about scalability in respect to sort of I want to know how do you tend to manage to maintain scalability across multiple chains while ensuring that the performance of the app is not compromised?
I honestly didn't understand anything. If David, if you understood, you can please repeat to me.
No, I lost the middle part. You want to talk slower and put your mouth closer to the microphone.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, better.
Okay,
you might have to scream a little bit.
Okay, I'm talking about scalability with respect to circular Web3 project. I want to know how do you intend to manage to maintain scalability across the chain in respect to the apps, thereby it's not being compromised. I mean, the apps are not being compromised when it comes to scalability in respect to circular Web3.
Well, you know, there's nothing 100% secure in life. Instead of telling you that we are the most secure, we are the best, and blah, 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 we are trying to take all the best precaution we can, and you can't really prevent. Someone smarter than you is always around. I think we're doing the job. I think we're trying to build. We even made mistakes. I'm not hiding anything here. That's absolutely okay. It's part of the growth. I mean, everybody got in trouble at some point for some distraction. Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, everybody. So I think we're doing the job the right way. Then what can I tell you? If we make some mistake, we'll take the responsibility for it. But so far, our commitment is try to do the best we can. And again, that's why we go a little bit slower, probably that we should or that we could, because we really pay a lot of attention, and not only at the security of the technology. You know, we are also thinking about the security of the business, the security of the project. Make sure that you can get sued, that you're doing all the work in the right way, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it takes a lot of attention, takes a lot of work.
Well, we're building something that people can rely on so they can build their businesses on. You've been saying a lot of that. And I think that's what these AMAs are for, where we are opening up and you're talking to the CEO and you can ask the hard questions. So Azuki, you have any hard questions for Gianluca?
Yeah, hello, am I audible?
Wow, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, GM, guys.
Hi.
My question is on your aim as a decentralized science. So my question is, could you explain the role of blockchain in transforming scientific research and industries like healthcare or supply chain management?
Yeah, so the story is the following. You can potentially use any blockchain to do these kind of things. There are a couple of issues, though, when it comes to compliance. And now for crypto industry, where there is no regulation, it's pretty easy and people don't really care. And that's one of the reasons of many problems that happen. But if you're wanna start working with big institutions for research, for any other important and critical industry, these institutions and enterprises are very used to work with regulators and follow protocols and follow guidelines. So when you go to them and you talk about I don't know, Solana, they laugh about you, and that's because they say we cannot use this stuff, because if this stuff is not done the way needs to be done for us to adopt it, it's only a liability. We don't want to have anything to do with it. So this is what why we created Circular in first place, is can we create something that is designed for these institutions, for these enterprises. I think that on the market probably only one big blockchain is doing the same, which is in part anyway, because they still didn't solve the technical issue, which is Hyperledger, which is they didn't still address the technical issue of the decentralized or private chain. So, but now, like I was explaining before, is the B2B that is gonna boost the mass adoption. But if you wanna go into the B2B, you need to be compliant with regulations. There's no other way.
We're moving on to someone just dropped off. So let's see if. Hey, Felix, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Excellent. We can hear you.
Yeah. My question is, I just wanted to know how you guys planning onboarding people that are not really into cryptocurrency like that, and the effort you guys are for newbies like us, and the effort you guys are putting in to make it more easier, more simpler for us to access your product and use your product, because most protocols these days, they don't put effort in that aspect. So yeah, that's the question.
And thank you for the question. And I have to tell you, we are still far from showing what we really want to do, because again, at that point is really human power. Right now, we are a tiny project. We are not a big project yet. So, but right now we are doing the basis of this project. So we built the infrastructure, we built the network. Now we need to expand the network. Then we need to build all the minimum tools that you need to run the network in the best possible way. When I say that a node operator, instead of using a machine without any interface, or needs to work with each singular machine independently, and instead we decide to give them a dashboard. That's the style. We start building the tools to make easy the adoption, but we don't have all these tools today. So a lot of these tools are coming, but that's the way where we are going. So it's about building a series of tools that will really make it easy, not only for you users, but also for the enterprises. So everybody that wants to approach our ecosystem needs to have the right tools, the right user experience, and that's where our direction is. So we are not done yet. We built a blockchain, fabulous, but that's not done yet. Now there is a ton of work to make it easy for anyone, including my grandmother. Anyone needs to be able to do this kind of things. A lot of companies are doing this. We want to do this. We want to make sure that also our layer one is up to date.
So for all the grandmothers out there, you're welcome to participate. Hey, B, your mic is open.
Yeah, good day, good day. Well, it's been a very informative space so far. So my question was actually in regards to your layer one blockchain. I was curious, what tools or infrastructures have been implemented to aid developers during the process of building and deploying the apps on your project on your blockchain? And also, if you offer any incentive program such as the grants program for developers. And lastly, can you walk us through the process on how you can actually deploy or run a node on your blockchain network? Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure I understood all of it because the volume was very low. All I understood was the story about the developers. That part, there are several things. So we are now formalizing the documents, the agreements for the grant program. That is something we are going to give to initially to individuals and then later to startups. And we will give the size because there will be small grants. There will not be huge grants, but they will be good enough for any one of you that has an idea, wants to start building, and then needs a bit of support to make it bigger. So we are here to help you, and we are giving these mini grants. At this stage, we cannot do much more than that. As we close our investment round, there is a much bigger stake that is going to go toward these grants. On top of that, though, I am, I've been doing a lot of things in my life, but I always had my spare time to work on my own projects, on my own idea, without getting paid. I built Circular without getting paid. And the story is the following. If you have an idea, if there is something that you think the community could love, build a proof of concept, a working proof of concept, and then come and show it to us. Come to pitch to us. If you do it and we like it, we will help you. We will help you with a grant if we can. And in the worst case scenario, I'll tell you another thing. If you are in our developers channel, as we grow, we will need to hire more developers. Right now, we are not hiring, but anyway, we are envisioning the possibility to hire more developers by the end of the year. Our investment round has been shifted toward the fall rather than it was supposed to be during this summer, but for a lot of other reasons, we had to postpone it. But when we will hire developers, where do you think we want to go hire? Between people that never touched anything on Circular, or between people that have been already there playing around and learning how to use Circular and developing Circular? So this is another way to incentivize people to use this. And right now that there are not so many developers, I think it's the best opportunity. Guys, when I was in Italy, at the end of 2008, 2009, there was a crisis. I lost a lot of clients. Was terrible. And then I had the chance to come in the United States to have an internship, unpaid. So money from my pocket, I came here and I ended up becoming a professor at Harvard. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of times when you put the effort and you start building something that may turn into an opportunity, but you need to put a little bit of work on your own. So alone, or perhaps go in the developers channel, find a couple of folks that are willing to participate with you. I don't know, one is a good full stack developer, another is a good front end or a graphic designer. Now we have several interns that joined the company that are working on a mobile wallet for Circular. And again, it's their opportunities because we will support you a little bit with grants. We will support you with marketing. And if there are smart contracts, we're even going to make transaction fees. It's a no-brainer, It's something you should really consider to do if you like what we're doing.
So if you're a developer or know a developer, send them to our Discord developers channel. It's right there. get into the conversation, and just give us some feedback there. So that's awesome. Hey, DeFi Pizza, my favorite name so far. Are you there?
Hi, I am DeFi with Jack. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, I want to learn more about but very little information. The community is relatively empty and little information is shared. What strategy does the team have to develop the community and retain user for the long term?
Yeah. So until today, maybe a little bit, let's say 1 month ago, the main goal was let people know about circular. Let a reasonable amount of people know about circular. So right now we have, give or take, about 150,000 followers. It's not a big number. 50,000 across multiple social media. Now we need to start attracting different specific groups of followers, because obviously the ecosystem needs to grow. So what do you need for making the ecosystem grow? You need developers from one side. So we're going to start having activities that are targeting those groups. We're going to have other activities that are going to be targeting, I don't know, who's trading, or other activities that are going to be targeting who's in the marketing area. So there will be different activities now as we grow that they will go in the direction of very specific type of demographic, because we also want to start making these people active in what we are doing, not just being in the group, participate to EMA, grab some coins here and there, and then go cash them out on the exchange. It's good. It's okay. It's a child play, but what about doing something better together? What about putting all our brains to work together to make this thing a cool place?
Sounds very circular. Hey, Gary, your mic is open.
Hello, can you hear me? Can I ask my question?
Yes, yep. We can hear you.
Okay, my question is that community support is very important in any project. So, how do you plan to attract more users and expand your community globally?
With good content, not only with circs, not only with tokens. We will do with also good content. So we started a while ago publishing articles, and I'm sure not so many of them have been read considering the numbers. But it's a good way for us to answer to your questions and to let you know a little bit more about our mission and our vision. And the most beautiful thing, you know what is, that any one of you can write an article for us, and we will publish it in our blog, and we will publish on our media if that is in line with what we are doing, with our vision, if that is your contribution. Again, I don't want you to see this as our project. I want you to see our project as a company, as a team. I want you to see this as our project as a community. So you have an idea, come talk to us. You have something you want to write, come talk to us. That's really the way we are trying to move things forward. And if it's not community, tell me what it is, because we are really trying to make the community in the real way.
We've coming up to the hour. We've got a dozen more questions at least. I think we can keep it going until Gianluca can't take it anymore. Layla, so it's up to your capacity here. Well, maybe we'll give it just several more minutes. Hey, Layla.
I have only, let me check, because I have a call.
You're not going anywhere. We have you now, my friend.
Let me see. I have a call at 1, which means in 2 minutes, actually. So let's take just one last call.
Okay, Layla.
After that, we'll go to the next AMA.
Yeah, definitely. This is great. Layla, can we hear you?
Can I hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Layla.
Okay, ask me question.
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, what is the most ambitious goal of your project? Could share with us any upcoming update? That is my question.
So
that's a great last question.
A great last question. Yeah, that's actually a very complicated one. Yeah, our ambition is to make this project big, is to make this project important, and I think that we'll be celebrating this together in the next few years. And we will have eventually another AMA. We will remember about when we were like a few hundreds on our AMAs, and things were the way we are today. It's beautiful. September last year, we had probably like 200 followers, and the beauty of seeing things taking shape is unbelievable. Like I said many times, is the biggest success is when you take your vision and you make it the vision of a community. When other people can resonate with that idea, with that things you want to do, with the things you want to build, that's the biggest thing. You are in a community, be really part of it. In general, I think whatever you do in life, you should do the very best. But if you're here again, I want to renew the invite for all of you. There is a lot you can do here, and there is space for everybody, and we listen everybody. Be part of this community in the real way, and it's gonna be awesome.
Great.
I need to go, guys.
That's fantastic. Hey, Gianluca, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for the questions. Keep them coming. We'll see you at the next AMA next Friday.
David, I need to say something here. Gianluca,
sure, please.
Gianluca, you mentioned that we are having the next YouTube live on 11th, but I think we are having it on 10th, right?
No, 11th, 8 a.m.
11th, 8 a.m. Okay, cool. So, guys, the next YouTube live is going to be a very interesting one about blockchain and healthcare, and it's 11th. And the other thing, the code you guys have been looking for Zeely is decentralized science. And thank you so much, guys, for the time. David, please.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you at the next AMA. And if you're in the Boston area next week, see us at Boston Blockchain Week in Quincy or Con2X. And we're looking forward to seeing you face-to-face wherever we can. It could be in Singapore in a couple of weeks. But thank you so very much for being part of this community. Obviously, we're here for you, listening to you. So keep showing up, and we'll do this together. Thank you very much from Circular.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Take care, guys.
Bye.